Well, Rosmah Mansor has a number of charges, but the one that's going to be determined tomorrow is a charge concerning bribery concerning a 1.2 billion ringgit, so about 400 Australian dollars project, solar power projects for rural schools in the state of Sarawak and Borneo. And she has been accused of requesting a bribe amounting to 187 million ringgit. So it's about 40 over million Australian dollars.
Do you think she's likely to follow her husband to prison and stay there longer than him?
Well, this is, I think, the first verdict from the High Court. If she's found guilty tomorrow, then she still has 2 rounds of appeal at the appeals court as well as the federal court, our version of the Supreme Court. So it might still be some ways before we see the end of her court process with respect to this particular charge. But given the evidence that has been tendered and all that, I think it's still going to be very challenging for her and her legal team to keep her out of jail.
And as you say, we're talking about one case that we'll hear about tomorrow. But what about other controversies she's been embroiled in over the years?
Yeah, there are other controversies. There has been charges related to the receipt of bribes. I think 2 other charges related to cash that has been transferred. And for that, she's been charged for money laundering because she has not reported to the authorities. And that is still in the early stages. So it may yet be another round of court processes for her.
Do we know how much of an influence she had on her husband, who eventually became Prime Minister, in terms of political strategy?
Well, maybe not specifically in terms of political strategy or government policies, but I think the perception in Kuala Lumpur is that she has been an instrumental player in lobbying for projects for entrepreneurs and people with government procurement contracts. And this is how one particular case that she has been caught and brought to trial for. But beyond that, we have not heard about her influence in the political process itself, although she has an outside personality and lives a fairly ostentatious lifestyle.
Like you say, an outside personality. She's become known for extravagant shopping sprees, for example. What do the public make of her, some of her actions during her time as First Lady, as she insists she be called?
Well, she, has been caricatured as a woman who has taken advantage of her husband's position and in part, a bad influence on him as well. And during the whole period when he was in power as Prime Minister, she has been, generally attracting negative responses from people, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who wanted to get her on their side, courted her, and sought her help to lobby for projects. And perhaps, she has an influence on her husband. And in this particular case, 2 important characters have turned state witnesses. One is her officer, who was originally charged together with her, but he has since broke ranks and joined the state as a state witness, and also the Minister of Education for this project, where originally he was also accused, and then he has turned around. And in some of the materials that have been tendered as evidence, it includes audio recordings of her speaking to her husband about the project.
Meanwhile, her husband, Najib Razak, is already in jail. What is the likelihood that he could be pardoned in coming years? But that won't happen for quite a while, will it?
No, but in Kuala Lumpur, there has been heightened political activity on the part of Mr. Najib's political party. They are lobbying, they're petitioning for an appeals process to happen. At the same time, we are due for a general election within the next 12 months. And leaders in the party are really pushing the Prime Minister to dissolve Parliament and call elections early. And in the refrain, in calling him to do so, many leaders have also voiced on the need to appoint a new Attorney General so that this new Attorney General can drop the charges against other political party leaders. And so if this agenda is successful, then a new Attorney General could potentially drop the 4 other charges against Mr. Najib, the 4 other cases that he's going to go for trial, and leaving him only the one that he's serving right now. And if he gets a pardon, he could walk a free man, notionally.
Ibrahim Suffian, great to talk. Thanks so much.
Thank you.